Hello, everyone. Here I am with Sophia.
Hello.
So curious about your experience with this next one because before Summer Game Fest began, it was on my radar. I was excited. We're talking about Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, Sophia, and this is a remake, remaster, sort of redo of the original Tomb Raider adventure.
Yeah.
With more modern controls and everything like that. So we got hands-on with it for a nice, healthy dose. Almost, I think it was like a 50-minute preview or something, hands-on. So I, as I've said before, am a huge fan of particularly Tomb Raider, or Rise of the Tomb Raider, which was the second of the new trilogy. I kind of fell off on Shadow. I wasn't as crazy about it, more for pacing reasons. But overall, I was a huge fan of Tomb Raider coming into this, like the modern iteration of Tomb Raider. So, what was your take at this immediate reaction? First of all, what's your history with it? Did you have love for modern Tomb Raider or not much experience? Where do you stand?
Love for modern. Love the movies, as campy as they are.
Yeah.
Didn't play a lot of the original older games until later on, after trying the modern ones.
Yeah.
But no, I love one of my favorite game aesthetics is jungle. So obviously, like,
they do good jungle.
raiding tombs is kind of my jam, and so this was definitely, like, aesthetically, this was perfect. 10 out of 10, no notes.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of my background. It's one of my favorite aesthetics. I love puzzles. I love a little bit of action.
Yeah.
And
So you did play a little bit of Rise and any of Shadow or anything you liked?
Rise was also for me one of the ones I...
So for me, control-wise, mechanically, like, it felt immediately extremely familiar to those.
Yes.
For you too?
Yeah, it was very, like... I didn't really need to, like, think too much about what the controls were. It felt very, like, intuitive and natural. And
yes,
it was nice.
It really, they took it right back to where they were with those. So if you enjoyed how those operate, I think you will enjoy how this one feels. I did notice right off the bat, they added, it felt like so much like just character animation. Did you feel that way in terms of, like, just constantly directionally how you're maneuvering her? She has, like, all these little quirky, like, minor animations to, like, move around and, like, or you're flipping and jumping or building up momentum when you're swinging. She has, like, all these variations of how she's moving, which, like, felt really good.
I think, shout out to the mocap, shout out to the performances. I think Alex is doing a great VO job as Lara. And it was, like you said, it felt very much like alive. And, like, the demo we did was, it was a little bit of everything. We, like, had this, like, cogwheel puzzle thing we had to do. You have this scanner where you, like, scan things to know about, what the deal is with this, thing on the walls or something on the ground. And it's like, it's not really holding your hand too much. Like, there's, like, I noticed, like, where it, we're used to kind of yellow paint on a wall. It was, like, just slightly worn wall where you're supposed to climb. And I was like, that was a nice, it's subtle. It's not holding your hand. Felt like a nice, decent amount of challenge when it came to that. And then there was some action with some dinos, and I love dinos. So it felt very good. Obviously, like, it's still, I think it was pre-alpha, if I'm not completely mistaken. So, like, some of the controls sometimes felt like a little, like, when she did, like, a jump or, like, a cartwheel dodge, I was like, okay, that could have been a little tighter. But I feel like that's going to be stuff that they most likely figure out before the full release.
Tune it up a little,
a little tuning. But, it, like you said, like, she felt, like, very much alive. I liked the inner dialogue and, like, she's talking and, like, talking out. And it was cool.
Yeah, it's one of the things you mentioned, like, you see the bare, kind of soft white paint here and there, like slowly worn where you can climb and interact and stuff. It's like, that's what I love so much about the modern version of the Tomb Raiders. I mean, all the way back, but just like how the puzzles are sort of these cool puzzles built into the environment. And you're kind of introduced to these areas, these environment areas, and you sort of have to just, like, as you're figuring out the puzzle, it's all basically through traversal is how you're solving these puzzles and stuff. But this game is, like, feels so fun to do that. It's just a mechanically, like, enjoyable game to move around in, I think, in general. So I don't know, it's just like a great pleasure for me to be, like, right back there figuring out one of these puzzles, climbing all over, moving these cogs, going into the dense jungle to search for it. Like, the environment, the graphics looked like pretty nice, beautiful. Right? My goodness.
Yeah. There was I think it looked like we were obviously just in, like, this tiny one specific area.
Yeah, jungle.
This lost temple in a way.
Yeah.
There was like these cogs and all this stuff. So we didn't get to see like a lot of stuff, obviously, but it was enough, I would say, to like, yeah, it looks very nice, and I like the facial animations and the It looks like a modern game. I mean, it's what you want from a remaster, where it's bright and beautiful, and it feels like it's made for our newer tech.
Yeah. It looked really pretty. I was hoping we would get to experience the bow, which is very satisfying in Rise and the earlier ones. We basically got to try out. I was happy to see she still has her little ice pick climber thing. She used it to like cut through some vines and stuff. So like hinting at that we're going to get to use that, because that was always a really fun dynamic, climbing with the double hatchet things, whatever those ice pick things are called. Yeah. And then, then eventually when we confronted the dinosaurs, we got a little taste of the pistols, which was also nice, because you're like, bring those into the mix immediately, right? The double pistol. Oh yes, it was one of the most heartbreaking things on that first remake when you didn't get the double pistols to the very end. You're like, what's going on? I like the double pistols, so I struggled slightly with the controls also when the dinosaurs confronted me, because I had forgotten this demo we did. It wasn't like they weren't giving us prompts. They sort of dropped us into the middle of the game and didn't have a lot of control prompts. So
she said, I think it was like an hour or two into the game. When this would take place.
So they told us a quick rundown of the control scheme, but by the time because I had solved the whole puzzle, which took whatever half hour, 20 minutes. By the time I got to the action, I had totally forgotten that she has this like bullet time thing you can activate now. You get charges, a limited number of charges, and with the right bumper, you can like activate bullet time, and that makes, these super sick, like Matrix style shooting.
There's also like
section, but
there's a thing I feel like with like a lot of SGF demos or just demos of these shows, sensitivity is always very high.
Oh yeah.
So I always feel like I'm like, who the hell played this? Because I was like, even
twitchy.
I do the slow mo, and I'm like, I'm still going way too
twitching
fast.
all over the place. Yeah, it definitely helped me a lot when I activated that slow-mo, because at first I was like, why the heck is it so hard to fight these dinos? But like
same I was like, this is
it just looks rad. You go into like, you can like flip in any direction while you're in the slow-mo. So if you activate it while you're doing like one of her side flips or back flip cartwheels or something like that, it goes into just like really cool slow motion vision. Everything's blurry, and you can just like rattle off like it felt like 10 or 20 shots like into the dinosaurs, and then it just whips into real time. So that effect was like, I don't know, once I got going with it, it felt satisfying to me. So I don't know. Any last thoughts? Are you pumped? I mean, this thing still has almost a year, February 27th, I believe, or 2027. It's scheduled. So any thoughts?
I'm intrigued. They definitely got my attention.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how it, what new things will be revealed, what new weapons especially is a big thing. Like, I love a dual pistol, but like you said, like a bow or something else.
And
like,
she had so many fun weapons in like Rise.
I'm interested to see what other mechanics will be or not be introduced, and, a little bit more of like what what maybe
swimming. Different
biomes, So we saw some teasers in
going
the trailer.
Underwater felt cool too.
It did. But solid demo, I would say.
Right. At the end of the trailer, they showed a montage of like all the stuff you're going to see in the game, and there's a bunch of different biomes and stuff, right? Anything stand out to you in that you like, are like?
I always love going from jungle to winter. That's always fun. Like, they did that in Indiana Jones as well, and I love doing stuff like that.
Yeah. There's the bullet time that you're seeing on screen right now. Yeah. So.
Which is cool, but again, I was so squirrely with it that I was like,
No, even in the old, I kind of know what you mean. Like especially once you get into tight areas with this game, it's like you have a lot of maneuverability, but sometimes you're maneuvering so friggin' fast in so many different directions. Something you're like, wait, why am I caught on this thing or something like that?
Yeah.
So hopefully they smooth that out. But I'm pumped as hell. For me, this game was really what I was hoping for, because it feels very much like Rise, and the puzzle that they did present to us was satisfying. It looks good. Everything about it felt like it was jamming in the right way. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Down the line, Tomb Raider. All right. Thanks so much for chatting about it. Stay tuned, everyone. We've got tons, a deluge of coverage popping off all over the channel from Summer Game Fest, all the allies talking about what they saw. So check it out, and thanks for joining us.